Hello, everybody.
Groovy.
Welcome to Inside the Booth. I'm your host, Dan the Law, and today we have some guests. We have E. Bernhard Ward, and we also have Josh down at the bottom. What's up, Josh? Hey, so how you doing, Bernhard?
Hot, actually. Let me. Now that people have seen this, I think I. Okay, I can take it off now. Yeah. I knew this would be functional. Okay.
Hey, the music
well.
and the guy taking his clothes off, a little weird.
It's, so, hello, everybody out there on the wonderful internet. Just wanted to let everybody know that today we are going to be talking about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This is a thumbnail that I made. The new Egon.
You and your clickbait.
That's right. That's right. We got to have a little clickbait out there. Hopefully, people will click on it.
That is the goal.
That is the goal.
Hmm.
So yeah. So it's New York City frozen over, and which I don't have a picture of that. But yeah. Oh, by the way, before I keep talking, let's do this. Spoilers ahead, everybody. We're going to be talking spoilers all night long. Well, the whole hour, anyways, that we're on. So
Should get my River Song diary. Spoilers.
right. Yeah, so don't forget, everybody, to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and ding the bell for more notifications to upcoming videos. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about Frozen Empire. I guess let's just do like initial thoughts. Bernhard, what's your initial thought on the movie?
I loved it. I mean, I saw it 3 times. Would have seen more if I could have made some time for it. But I will be seeing it tomorrow and Saturday at my local theater. So in full regalia, of course. Just for people tuning in late. Couldn't wear that much longer. But I do wonder about some complaints people have. Well, maybe that's another story.
Oh no, that's all right. You can talk.
But I mean, I know some people. I think certain people were expecting certain things. There's no. Oh no, we only see them catching one ghost, and then at the end they defeat the villain. And yeah, that's every Ghostbusters movie. I mean, there's no. And some people complaining there's no montage.
That was a pretty big ghost they caught. I mean, that thing was pretty good sized.
Yeah, it was.
That's like 3 or 4 regular ghosts right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Hell's Kitchen sewer dragon.
Yeah, that one was pretty big too, for sure. So I did notice that there is inspiration in this movie that was taken from the real Ghostbusters, the cartoons. Did you guys notice any similarities in some of that?
Honestly, it's been so long since I've seen the cartoon, I'd be hard pressed to pick it out.
Well, I just rewatched some episodes recently. I think partially I was listening to the commentary while I was doing some other stuff. So, but I know J. Michael Straczynski complained a little bit. Well, gee, they didn't ask me for any help. But definitely, we do see more of the day-to-day life. It's not about going into business for one thing. We start off. Well, start off a flashback technically. Yeah, we start off there in the middle of a bust.
Yeah. Which is nice. DC Vanderment, I thought it worked as a Netflix series, but not a movie. Yeah, I mean, it definitely would be a better series than a movie, just because there's so much to tell. There's so much that they cut out that probably would have made it more like a series part movie. But
isn't there a new animated series coming to Netflix?
That's what they're saying, yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll see if that actually happens.
Yeah, but I did notice that they did cut out a lot of stuff.
I mean, the trailers, right?
Yeah, the trailers.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, go ahead. Like this, where they're sitting like in a classroom, you know?
Well, I mean, I think that's just a different angle from the scene where, they
Where they're getting yelled at.
after they destroy the lion.
Officer.
Yeah, and I remember wondering at first why Winston was coming across as condescending, and I was like, well, no, wait a minute, he's trying to make the police think, it's just a child, let her off easy, come on, Phoebe, play along, and she might not even be realizing that she's supposed to play along. Masking is often hard for autistic people, as I should know.
Right. What about? Okay, so that explains that scene. Then what about this one where Venkman is talking to Gruber?
Yeah, I mean, though, was that actually in the trailers or is that just a still? Because that could be a publicity still.
It could be. I thought I saw a little bit of it in the trailer, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
now.
I mean, GilkMan had mentioned there's a lot of stuff that he had to cut that will be on the home video release. So, yeah, there's an idea. More deleted scenes. Do you hear that, Jason? Come on. You want the popcorn scene?
That's right. That's right. We want the director's cut, right?
Well, he mentioned this is a director's cut, but it had to do. Apparently, the cuts had to do with flow.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, I don't think I've seen a case where there were so many scenes in the trailers that were cut from the final film. I mean, it does happen occasionally. This seems to happen to a greater degree than any other film I'm familiar with.
Yeah. So what about this one where like she starts to freeze up? They didn't really show that too much, like in the trailer,
No,
So yeah.
Well, they had to keep some stuff, secret.
Yeah.
I guess. This is true.
Although they didn't mention the last thing you see is your tear ducts start to freeze, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And this is, and obviously this is. I don't have it. The publicity stunt where they have the all the team here. I do have a picture.
Where they had them all lined up.
Yeah, where they had them all lined up, and they all got the coats on.
Yeah, I think we only saw 3 people wear the coats. Next time I see the film, I'm going to try to keep track.
Yeah, I can only remember this one where Lucky.
Also Lucky put a coat on Phoebe after rescuing her from Garaka.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
And Lars had a coat before he got puked on.
There you go. Yep. Okay, so you're right. That's 3. Yeah, and I did notice my second viewing that he does show up in the end of it, like all what is it called? All slimed. And he's like, what's going on? So that was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I know one complaint people have had is a library ghost, and I was thinking about that a little more, and I thought, well, it's possible she was dormant in the library, but since Garaka is exerting its influence, maybe Garaka tried to get her to stop Ray. And that's why she charged at him.
Right. It could be just, some nostalgia.
Yeah, I know some people were complaining too many cameos. I didn't really think there were too many cameos or too much fan service.
Yeah, it wasn't too many. I thought it was pretty.
It was a bit,
just the right amount.
Yeah, just the right.
Yeah, I mean the library ghost wasn't absolutely necessary, but not hardly a deal breaker.
I mean, it was nice to see her when she's not throwing books at my face like in the 09 game.
That's true. That's true. That was a fun game, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. had some very bad experiences in that game, but that's for a different show.
Oh.
Oh no, I'm slimed.
Oh no.
Pretend this is a Wiimote.
Yeah, the Wiimote.
Well, I mean, it makes more sense than in Spirits Unleashed. There, I'm not slimed anymore.
Have not played that.
I haven't either, but I've seen people play, and I think they hold the trap like this, right? I'm actually
upside down.
Well, not exact, but I mean they hold. Well, I guess backwards or like this.
Backwards, yeah. That's fun.
Well, they got to breathe in those trapped ghost fumes.
Yeah, and falling from a height doesn't do anything. I'm thinking of making a fan film where somebody does that, and then it's like ghost busting. It's not like Spirits Unleashed or something like that. Ah, my legs!
Look at that. IMDb has a short description of the plot. So let's talk about the plot since we're
Okay.
here talking. When the discovery of an ancient artifact unleashes an evil force, Ghostbusters, new and old, must join forces to protect their home and save the world from a second ice age. Okay, yeah, I guess that's pretty much.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's little subplots within the plot, obviously.
Yeah, that's the elevator pitch.
So like Phoebe, she feels, I don't know, what would you call it? Ostracized. She feels left out. She feels like she's not part of the group anymore.
Yeah, she finally found something she's good at, and then
yeah, you know, like
they could have been nicer about it instead of "Where do you think you're going?" Maybe.
Right. I mean, we've all been 15 years old where we're like, hey, you know, life sucks. So yeah, pretty much. That's basically what
the teenagers.
Yeah. And,
which might explain why she goes into. Was she going to Central Park or something? I mean, going out in New York in the middle of the night to play chess.
Yeah,
that
is dangerous.
Yeah, that is dangerous. I think partially having nowhere to go and maybe being autistic, she didn't think about it too much here. By the way, I am on the autism spectrum. That's how that makes me an expert. No, it doesn't. But just that I am speaking a little bit from experience here. But yeah, and well, I guess she bring her chess pieces because the last person she really connected to was her grandfather, and then.
Yeah. No, so I was wondering maybe if she was thinking that it might have been her grandpa playing again. You know, like,
I think she might have for a moment.
Yeah.
Right up until the flaming ghost appeared.
Yep,
Yeah.
Melody.
Melody. That was the name of the diner too. So I wonder if had something to do.
It was named after her, or maybe that's not even a real name, and she just took it after the diner. Maybe the diner is where the tenement used to be.
Oh.
Could be.
Yeah. I'm
reading deep into things here.
That's right.
Come on, I have box sets of Criterion French films. I do read deep into stuff a little bit.
I mean, why not?
I do remember reading. Yeah. Sorry, go on. Are you going to
No, that's okay. No, that's all right. It's kind of like predicting, you know, like predicting what might come next or whatever. So I do think they should have done a movie in between Afterlife and this one, though.
Well, there is a comics miniseries, Ghostbusters Back in Town, and I guess the first issue isn't out yet. I went to a comic shop today, couldn't find it. I should have asked. That would have been a good idea, but that would involve interacting with people. And I can read my T-shirt. Come on. But I think maybe it'll be out next week. I've already pre-ordered the trade paperback, but I do think certain details are covered in there, and they might even be canon.
Right.
And
all right, so what did you guys think about the plot? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was it good enough? Was it good enough to be? I can't find a piece of paper.
I mean, enjoyed the movie, so it must have been a decent plot.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, even if I did hate it, I spent way too much money on the jacket, so I have to. No,
so I have to like it.
No, I did like it. I do. I am spending way too much. I gotta get off Facebook a bit. I think some people just say, "Okay, I've decided to hate this film in advance, so I have to find reasons to hate." And I saw one person said, "The Ghost Girl was dumb." I'm thinking, "Oh well, that's very nuanced." Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the lot.
I think the Ghost Girl was there just to tell us Phoebe's little story of, you know, finding who she is, you know, finding herself.
Yeah.
So it was okay.
I mean, I do have a bit of a complaint about this and Afterlife, and that is there are too many lucky coincidences. I mean, it still works. It's not a deal breaker, but I mean, in Afterlife, it just so happens they caught a metal-eating ghost, and the RTV remote just happened to be reachable through the bars, so release it. It eats the bars. You got the equipment again. And here, well, let's see. Phoebe just happens to have befriended a ghost with fire powers. And shoot, there's at least one other thing. Well, it'll probably come to me at probably at 3 a.m. That's when I usually get these ideas.
That's kind of
yeah, that's right. Phoebe just happened to hide her proton pack under her bed, so it was missed by the authorities when they confiscated the materials.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I mean, yeah, it's like I said, it's not a deal breaker, but hopefully in the next film they'll be conscious of this and not have more extremely fortunate coincidences.
My only real complaint was when they rehashed and redid the podcast versus the mini puffs fight in the car. I think I think they need to. If the mini puff star in the next film, they need to reduce their role. And I'm hoping that the Back in Town miniseries will explain how they're still around when they were supposed to be manifestations of Gozer, who's been trapped.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe they're just sort of working on autopilot or something. I don't know.
They were just too cute to get rid of. That's probably what it was.
What is it? Damn. Merchandising.
Yeah, merchandising.
Put the word Spaceballs. Yeah. Put the word Spaceballs on a Transformers thing.
That's right. All right, so I'll give the plot a point. It was a decent movie. It was a decent plot.
Yeah.
Like you said, nitpicks, but that's just something every movie has. So.
Yeah, I thought a lot of people are saying that a lot of have too many new characters, but I think everybody got to be used fairly well. I mean, even Lucky.
Yeah, I think so.
She doesn't have that many scenes, but she's really prominent in the scenes she's in.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they could expand her role in the next one.
Yeah. That would be.
Yeah.
Good if they did.
Would you give the plot a point or no point?
I'd give it a point. Yeah.
Both of you would? Okay. All right. Moving on. Acting.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Thank you. I like the act. Well, I mean, actually, both Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray are Oscar nominees. Bill Murray, his acting was fine. I think he was laid back, but it's Bill Murray. He's usually laid back. It fit the character.
Right.
Yeah.
He did not seem to be phoning it in.
Right. So you do have the old cast, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, Dan Aykroyd, and Annie Potts. Yeah.
Yeah, with some additional people like the librarian guy who you're not allowed in here.
That was
nice to see you.
And Patton Oswalt. All right, so Patton Oswalt always reminds me, every time I watch him and listen to his voice, it always reminds me of Ratatouille.
I just think TV's son of TV's Frank.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ratatouille was one of my movies I liked.
Yes. And then again, we got it is technically a celebrity voice, but it's a comedian celebrity with a distinctive voice, so that works. Not like casting Drew Barrymore as Brittany the Chipette. So you're like, we can't even recognize her voice. You sped it up.
Right.
I know Billy West was complaining about celebrity voice.
So DC,
and then of course we got the Scooby-Doo CGI movie.
Right. DC says he hates how they made Ray seem sleazy with the podcast. I don't know.
You're going to have to explain.
I'm not sure sleazy. I think he's a little bit. I think he's a little bit out of his comfort zone,
right.
And kind of taking direction from a 50. I guess podcast is around Phoebe's age. She'd be around 15 years old,
right.
But yet from a teenager.
Yeah.
But
I guess I didn't see a sleaziness about it. I just saw like a confusion.
I mean,
what
you had the interactions in this movie, but you go back to the '84 movie and. So things went down like zippers. And
Yeah, no,
So
he was sleazy in that movie.
he was, dude was super sleaze in the
That
first
was a
one,
dream.
man.
That was a dream sequence. Eventually,
Oh, well, eventually, yeah, but it
not as
wasn't
not as
supposed
originally shot, but then they're like,
Right.
let's just make that a dream sequence as part of the montage,
Right.
which is probably a good thing. Although I think Tobin's spirit guide mentions that ghost as if it was a thing, and then mentions Ray has returned to Fort Detmering multiple times.
Right. Okay, so he was saying because it felt like a world of the psychic vibe to it, is what he meant. Okay, yeah, I mean,
Maybe a
yeah,
little
but
bit.
he was
I don't
still,
see
He was
it, but
commercializing things a
okay.
little bit.
but he was still using the PKE meter. It wasn't like he was trying to talk to it, you know. So
Yeah. Well, I think Ray is just more sincere than Peter.
right. Um, so let's see here. Who else is in it? Well, before we get into some of the newer cast, I think Ernie Hudson is the one who really kept the
Oh
Ghostbusters
yeah.
stuff together because he would always go to
Yeah.
Comic Cons and stuff, and he would see the fans.
Yeah. I mean,
He would,
yeah. I
you
think
know,
in part, sadly, because his career hasn't been as
it's-
successful as the other guys, so he actually had time to go to conventions.
right.
But well, the upside is he got to do more events and meet with fans.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've heard of Ghostbusters 911. It's a fan film series. It's basically cops, but with an inept group of Ghostbusters.
Okay.
And Ernie has a cameo in one of the episodes as Winston Zeddemore.
Oh, cool. That's very cool. So yeah, so some of the newer cast, we got McKenna Grace, who's Phoebe Spangler. We got Emily Ellen Lind. I think she was the ghost, wasn't she?
As Melody, yeah.
Yeah. We got Finn Wolfhard as Trevor.
And speaking of him, I need him to take a break from other films and get his butt back to work on Stranger Things. I need that last season.
Oh,
Yeah, can we finally? Yeah, let's finish that. And I mean, really, it should have ended with 3. But since they didn't, let's end. I give it another definitive end since you had to bring it back.
Right. And then you can go back to your other projects, okay?
That's it.
Hear me out, man.
I mean, come on, 3. I was singing along with that song. L'histoire sans fin. Okay, I was singing in English, but never mind.
Paul Rudd as Mr. Gruber. You got James Axter. I can't say his last name, but he was Lars Penfield. So the new Egon. He's the new Egon.
Well, maybe
they kind of made him look like it. They gave him
to some extent
hair and
kind of, yeah,
glasses and but he looked more like
the cartoon Egon.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. He looked more like the cartoon
And
Carrie Coon.
I'd go grab my box set, but it's
we got Carrie Coon. We got
Carrie Coon, of course. Once again, is
Logan Kim as podcast.
Podcast, who's
now I
aged quite a bit in the last couple of years.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
I can't say this guy's name. Kamil Ali.
Kumal.
Is that how you
Kumal?
say it?
Shoot, if I saw it written down, I'd know it.
Kumail,
Yeah.
and then Ali.
Yeah, Kumal.
He's
Ali.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to try because I'll just
Or not.
be mad.
You'll make everybody mad.
The Fire Master.
That's right. So he was.
No, I don't have any fire here. Probably a good thing.
A lot of people said he stole a lot of the scenes, but I don't think he stole them. I think he fit well.
He was funny. I mean, he is a naturally funny actor.
Yeah, he is.
And it's nice. I mean, that accent. He has a mild, well, I don't know if it's Indian accent. But anyway, his accent is real. He's not affecting it, so it's somewhat mild, but it's authentic. That's rather nice. Because I mean, I've heard him in interviews, and he sounds exactly the same. So
right. So and then you got Lucky. What is her name? Who's this girl's name? Is
Celeste O'Connor. Celeste O'Connell or Celeste? Is it O'Connell or O'Connor? O'Connor. Yeah.
And she was in Dune, wasn't she?
I don't know. She might have been.
No, that was the other girl, the one from.
I know Zendaya was,
okay,
but
right, that's who it was.
I think.
I think. I don't. I haven't seen Dune. I can't.
No, that's who it was. There's the other girl from Spider-Man. Oh yeah,
MJ. Wearing a dress that defies the laws of physics, but
yeah. So the acting for me, I think, was good. You know, I enjoyed how they acted and when they
and that scene where Ray and Winston kind of confront each other. It kind of reminded me of the scene in the car in the first movie. Just a rather serious scene.
Yeah.
It showed they're both very serious actors. Yeah. I mean, like I said, Dan Aykroyd has been nominated for an Oscar for Driving Miss Daisy. He might have had other nominations. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, and that was good.
I know Bill Murray's been nominated too.
And you can tell there was some emotion there. You know, it's not like it was played off as a couple of old people that were, you know, wooden sticks. So.
Well, I mean, I think the acting was pretty much great around all over the board.
Yeah.
I just didn't believe Slimer is a Slimer.
Okay, so now that you bring that up,
I think he's just hanging up. He's just stealing food and hanging up out in the attic.
Yeah. So here's the new look of the Slimer. I think his teeth are too straight. I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't look exactly like the old one, you know.
Don't you hate it when an old actor gets surgery done?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know if you look at Anthony Perkins in the 70s compared to the 80s, he looked younger in the 80s. And
right.
I had read an article. Slimer got hooked on Botox. Look at his cheeks. Come on.
That's true. Like, they're a bit fatter.
Well, I think he just ate the Botox and it kind of, I don't know.
Maybe he just ate too much.
The lips, I mean, everything there. He's had too much work. He should have just let himself age naturally.
Yeah, I think it was eating too much stuff with collagen in it, and that's just.
That's
yeah.
So yeah.
But
that overall, the acting's good. I know this is not an actor, but how did you guys like the Ecto C?
I kind of want to make my own now when I go to trade in my current bike and get a new one.
Maybe that's one of the toys that HasLab will be announcing on Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific. So 9 Eastern, which means I might be home from the movie in time to see that. I don't know. I'm probably going to be posing for pictures with people again. But we'll see.
Yeah, nice. Oops. Yeah, I did that. What was that?
But yes, we need a toy of that. Stat.
I mean, I would like to have a motorcycle and just kind of. I don't know what this motorcycle can do, but it looks like it's got a lot of gadgets on it.
I've never seen a sidecar.
Yeah, I wonder if Dan Aykroyd had some input on that.
I'm kind of wondering what the.
Well, generally, sidecars aren't designed to hide proton packs.
I'm kind of wondering what the base motorcycle was, if it was like a Harley or a Honda or something like that.
No, I do know that Dan Aykroyd is an avid motorcyclist, so he may have had some input on that.
Probably.
So here's another question about that motorcycle. Was that in the cartoon, or was there's kind of a motorized unicycle with a sidecar called Ecto 3? Right,
and it was actually hidden in like a compartment in Ecto 1's hubcap or something. Moves
right. Did one of them have a helicopter and they were flying?
That was Ecto 2.
Oh,
that was Ecto 2. It was
okay.
Yeah, they had a bunch of different vehicles. I mean,
yeah, it's why Ecto 1A was called Ecto 1A.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in Ghostbusters 2.
In 09, they had a converted tugboat that was called Marine Ecto 8.
Oh, 8, yes.
Yeah. There you go. So yeah, I like the different vehicles and stuff. This is why I like Ghostbusters, is because not everything has to be screen accurate, and you can kind of like a lot of people make Ecto cars out of their own vehicle, like a van or even that.
Oh dear. I really got to fix this handle. Yeah, I mean, you might have seen this fan film recently. It had a Ecto vibe.
That's right. I saw that. It was
that was a little nerve-wracking.
It was a maroon color, right? Like a reddish maroon.
Yeah.
color.
Yeah. It's just whatever. And we actually had another vehicle, Slimer one, when another member of our group has a green vehicle, and so he sometimes decks it out.
Cool.
And then I'll sometimes put Ghostbusters stickers on my car, which is white. So it's sort of an Ecto Kia to keep the proton packs in the back seat and kind of at least the 4-door. But
yeah. See, I ride a Can-Am Spider, so if I trade my current one in on a new one and get it in white, it's getting the makeover. And I will get a custom plate that says Ecto D, since that one was Ecto C in the movie.
Or whatever is not already taken, right? or you mean just a non-official custom plate, a decorative one?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Okay.
Oh no! If I can get Ecto D, I mean that's for my nerd brain. That's just perfect because my favorite Enterprise was the Enterprise D. Now we've got Ecto C to Ecto D.
Intriguing.
Everything's falling into place.
That's it. A lot of nerds can do
oh god, the nerd cred would be through the roof.
Right. That's fun.
Then you can make a fan film about only having one jacket, but oh no, I spoiled it. It's actually interesting when I didn't do a video about putting the sewing the Velcro patch on, but I posted some pictures and somebody said, why didn't you just sew a name tag on? So in case a friend wants to borrow it.
Right, there you go. That's
right.
The way to do it.
Because you don't want them going out and robbing a bank with your name tag on there.
Yeah, I know.
It just won't end well.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Yes.
All right, so
stealthy bank robbing color.
So let's get back on track a little bit. We all give acting a point, I'm guessing.
There's a track?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a track, but the train derails.
It does quite often. So I guess before we get into cinematography, let's get into a little commercial break. Woo!
What is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising.
No.
Merchandising. Where the
Wrong
real
commercial.
money from the movie is made. Oh, it's beautiful.
Become a patron.
Merchandising.
That's right, merchandising. So yeah, everybody, if you like what we do here, you like what you see, don't forget you can go to the shop page, www.insidetheboothreviews.com/shop. You can buy yourself some merchandise. We got neck gaiters, we got t-shirts, we got mugs, and a whole bunch of other stuff that you might like. We even have tapestries. Tapestries are fun. Yeah.
Get tapestries?
And if you
what kind of castle doesn't have tapestries?
That's right. So if you like what we do here and you'd like to just support us, become a member of the channel here on YouTube or become a member over on Patreon, and you can become a member for just $1 a month. And that helps us to, obviously do this stuff, to rent movies, to watch movies, and to do what we do best on this channel.
And honestly, where else can you buy anything for $1 anymore? You can't even buy anything for $1 at the dollar store now.
Well, this is true. You can't even get a $1 cheeseburger from McDonald's anymore. Oh my goodness. I remember those days.
Oh,
like 99 cent.
I know. I use the app and occasionally get a free burger, but
right.
Yeah, they don't have the dollar menu anymore. Well, I guess they have to raise the prices, or they'll be like Georgie Pie in New Zealand.
Well, they call it a value meal, so the best value, the best value. We raised it a couple of bucks.
I think they need to look up the definition of value.
That's right. Yeah. Anonymous, what's up, buddy? Welcome back. Glad you were here on Tuesday and glad to see you today. Or tonight, I should say. Nighttime. It's nighttime. So yeah, let's get into
That day's
cinematography.
24 hours long.
Right.
Oh.
Let's get into this.
I love that shot where Callie was sliding down the pole and the camera followed her.
Yeah,
that was a great shot. I mean, I think I'm going to be watching that frame by frame when it comes out on Blu-ray.
That was a good shot. You know, I enjoyed the cinematography on this whole movie, especially with the practical effects. This movie does a good job with practical effects and CGI mix. You know, they mix it very well.
Yeah.
You know?
I was glad that they went back to a lot of practical effects.
Yeah, me too. You know, and it gives more people like money. You know, it gives more people jobs.
It does.
Well, they look real because they are real. You know.
Yeah.
Something George Lucas didn't seem to understand. He was telling, well, yes, we replaced the puppet creatures with CGI, but the puppet creatures were fake too. Yeah, but they didn't look as fake because they weren't actually there, so they were less fake on account of being real.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, you know that is, unfortunately, that is my only gripe on Ghostbusters, the first movie. It's the Terror Dog. They need to kind of fix those parts.
You mean the matte lines?
Yeah.
Around with the that was fine. Okay.
It's not like smooth.
Nah, don't do that. When you start doing that, then you start, warts and all. I mean, fixing scratches is one thing, but then you become like the Dragon Ball Z orange bricks.
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah. I know my sister was saying they should do that with a never-ending story, but she's normal, so don't listen to her.
I said you appreciate it for the classic movie it is. Flaws.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Or if you're the people who are criticizing the Answer the Call trailers, the CGI in the '84 film was much better. You mean on the
really
video games in the background? Yeah, a bunch of people just refer to special effects as CGI, and like,
yeah. So some people are just not smart, You got some.
I've been saying that for years. That's why I have trouble holding down a job. Anyway.
Anonymous, yes, you can rewind and watch the rest of this later.
Subscribe to my channel.
Yes. By the way, Bernhard, your channel is in the description below, so if you can go subscribe. Speaking of which, this beautiful mod that I did on my PKE meter is because of Mr. E. Bernhard Ward.
Motor control mod? Well,
yeah,
I shouldn't spoil it.
Yeah. Not the lights. I still don't know what I'm getting.
I'm still working on that. Got to do a video about it. Probably do it in my cellar, and right now it's too cold. So.
I kind of figured it out in my head, but I just don't know how I'm going to do it.
Well, I mean, I got a wiring diagram from the Ghostbusters of Aberdeen.
Right. And I think what we need to do is just get the little motherboard that's in the wing and just get a new one and have them,
Yeah, basically,
wired properly. Just put the wire in properly and go boop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm working on it. I got to color code them. I figure.
Right.
Roy G. Biv.
But yeah,
7 lights, but.
Yeah.
See, I'm no electrician. I'd end up electrocuting myself somehow.
Well, it's funny.
On 3 volts. Yeah.
So
Probably.
I think it was about 3 years ago. Bernard did one about his trap, right? And so I went to do this trap, and I kind of screwed it up, and then I put it away, and it's been sitting in the basement for like 3 years. And then just 2 days ago, I said, you know what? I want to take that and see if I can fix it, and I did. I was able to get it fixed. So, after look at it.
Well, I mean, I made a brighter light thing here. Maybe I should make one, send it to you or something.
Oh yeah, cool.
But yeah, this actually has its own power source so that it doesn't drain the battery from the trap.
Have you seen the trap that HasLab's putting into this 2 in the box?
You're talking about the 2 in the box?
Yeah.
I pre-ordered. Well, actually, technically, I pre-ordered 3 of them. The other 2 are for friends who I think they had the money, but not the available credit. I don't know. I didn't ask. Same thing with the proton packs. That was actually with 4, but. So, and I know a friend of mine was asking. One of the friends was asking, "When's it coming out?" I don't know. It's too early to tell.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like the proton packs, it'll be earlier than planned.
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be fun.
Do you remember my unboxing video?
My mother is here.
Hello.
Hi, his mom.
So, cinematography, I'm going to give a 0.2 because I did enjoy the cinematography.
Yeah, just remembering, who was it? Lalo Schifrin, I think, was the cinematographer on the first film. The opening shot there with the lion, the way it's photographed with the music, you think it's going to come to life. It took took a little while for that to happen, but
30 years.
I do suspect. Wait, 40, but but I do suspect that might have been influenced by that shot in the first film.
Right. Also, in the real Ghostbusters, there is a episode where they're coming into a haunted house with lions in the yard, and then those lions come to life. So I wonder if that's where they got that from too.
That could be too. I mean, they did. Yeah, they mentioned the real Ghostbusters was a definite influence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you could tell because it's definitely. This could have been a cartoon and it would have worked. It definitely feels cartoony. With some of the stuff. Also, I did watch another episode of The Real Ghostbusters not too long ago where the car hits things and spins into the sidewalk and everybody's like, oh, So then I was like, hey, they kind of did that in this movie.
Well, in Killer Watt, first season episode, the car gets possessed.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't shoot Ecto. It's like a friend.
Yeah.
Ray is currently attacking us. Yeah, man.
Exactly.
I want lasagna. I don't. Okay.
Mrs. Martin Muses or Miss Martin Muses. Sorry, I keep saying
Ms.
sometimes. Ms. Martin Muses. What's up? How are you? Thanks for being here. Yeah. So yeah. What do you guys give the cinematography? Point?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I'm guessing, anyways. So then,
for that fire pole shot alone.
Yeah. So the next is the music. How did you guys like the music? Who wants to go? 5 points. All right, Bernard, what did you think about the music?
I don't really remember. I know there's some parts they used the original was it Elmer Bernstein's score in certain parts. I don't really remember too much of it. I don't remember it being bad.
Right.
And chances are, if I buy the soundtrack album, I'll suddenly remember a lot more of it.
Right. I enjoyed the soundtrack of it. There's one scene that got me each time I watched it, that they did not use the music of the first movie. When the ghost starts coming out of the firehouse, like in the first one, that song, I believe it's Magic.
Oh yeah, well,
these
aren't really flying around these ghosts aren't really flying around the city. They're mostly just above, which is why most of them get sucked back in. I mean, I'm sure the sewer dragon and Melody aren't the only ones to escape the suction. Probably a few others. Chilly here.
Right, but I don't know. It just reminded me of that song every time that happened.
Oh yeah, I mean that's iconic.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, me too.
I believe it's magic.
But in a way, I'm glad they didn't.
Right. At the same time, you're happy they didn't. Yep. But at the same time, it's like, I wonder what it would look like if that song was there in place of the intense music.
Well, at least nobody tried to recreate Ghostbusters related music using Mario Paint. Would do that. But I think my next short, the next Ghostbusters short film I do, I'm starting to get the hang of Mario Paint a little bit. Kind of a challenge working within the limitations. Kind of like doing YouTube shorts, trying to work with the limitations of everything.
Yeah. YouTube shorts are fun. So yeah, so I'm going to give the music a point. What would you guys give it?
I already said 5 points.
Oh, that's okay. So a point. Bernard gives it a point.
I guess I give it a point. Yeah, I mean, nothing really sticking in my mind here, but still good.
Well, when
I guess
you watch it again,
if I didn't notice it,
right?
Yeah,
You don't notice it.
I mean, I guess I've only seen it 3 times, so
You got at least 3 more viewings in you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm going to see it tomorrow and then Saturday at the historic Roland Theater in almost said Pittsburgh, in Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Be there early because I think they're showing a Harold Lloyd short at 6:30. Although it's actually not a Harold Lloyd short, it's just the ending of Safety, last half hour of Safety Last, which still kind of works as a short.
Nice.
Safety Last.
If I remember, I'll bring my hair. Yeah, if I remember, I'll bring my Harold Lloyd glasses. But
Nice. All right. So last but not least, everybody, the allegory. So I had time to think about this because obviously this is what we do on Inside the Booth all the time. So I'll start and you guys can think about it. So my allegory is probably where Phoebe, because like I said in the beginning of the show, we all go through that time of life when we're teenagers, trying to figure out who we are or what we're doing. Some would say it's more of like a identity crisis, I guess, where Phoebe wants to be accepted, and she doesn't think she's being accepted by saying that she can't work. She's being kicked out, so she finds her acceptance in a ghost. At first, yeah, it kind of seems a little like a weird relationship, and then obviously it's not, because in the end it's like, no, they're not going to do anything weird.
She is weird.
but yeah, she is weird. It's like she was looking for the acceptance, and she was looking to want to be something she wasn't. So she tries to change herself into being a ghost when she knew she's not a ghost. Yes, she's not. She's not dead. She's not a ghost. And then it kind of backfires on her, and then she realized what she did was wrong, and it's like. And it's like everybody in the world, we all go through it. We all go through of, trying to do things that we probably shouldn't do. And then we kind of come back to our senses and we're like, well, I guess next time I know better not to do something like that. So yeah.
Well, even Paul Rudd's character kind of had a identity crisis going on in the movie because he wasn't sure, where his boundaries were in regards to how he treated the kid.
Yeah, as like a stepdad. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And that's something that happens with a lot of men too. Especially men that
and then he throws himself in front of Trevor to save him. That's very much a parental instinct.
Right.
Exactly. So yeah, it's this movie does have a good allegories in it. If you look for it. If you don't look for it, you probably won't see it. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it. I got something out of it. It's like our here at Inside the Booth. A lot of us are Christians, so it's like going through life thinking that, oh, God hates us because we sinned, but as you get older and you realize, no, God doesn't hate you because you sinned. God doesn't hate you at all. He wants you just to be honest and open with him. Just like a father in your life or a mother in your life. Just talk. Be honest. Be open. Just be yourself. So yeah, I enjoy it. It was fun. I'll give the allegory a point on my side. What do you guys think?
Sure, why not?
Well,
I don't tend to look for a lot of allegory.
what's interesting what you're saying about? Oh, sorry, you first.
Yeah, go ahead, Joshua. What were you saying? You don't
I don't
Go
tend
ahead,
to
sorry.
look for a lot of allegory unless it's beating me in the face with an allegory bat.
Right. That's true. That's good. What about you, Bernard?
Well, we were talking about. You mentioned Phoebe trying to change herself to fit in. I mean, that could it'd be considered an allegory to masking. Sometimes autistic people try to change themselves to adapt and to fit in better with other people, and it usually is a bad thing. You're trying to change yourself into something you're not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And well, also, of course, as we said about Gary, not sure what his boundaries are. He wants to be their friend, but he also wants to be their father, but he's not. Yeah. I mean, I think in the next film, he and Callie will either be married or about to be married. And it's possible that might be a running gag that their wedding keeps getting postponed due to an emergency or something.
Right.
And, well, Trevor, again, trying to be... he's 18 now. He's trying to...
I'm an adult.
He's trying to assert himself. They're chasing a ghost, but he's there. You could be a little more respectful, Mom. I'm an adult. I'm like, would you just text it?
Right, yeah.
I'm 18. I'm not talking to you. I am rather glad that speaking of Peck here, I'm rather glad they changed the line that was in the trailer about no eyewitnesses. At the time, I was thinking, well, maybe he feels that none of the eyewitnesses were reliable. Therefore, the way he thinks about it, okay, they just cut that line. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Don't know how he got to be mayor, but it's often hard to tell how people change. Or I don't know. Maybe he ran an environmental ticket. That's possibly with the EPA.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ghostbusters reappear. And
right.
Although I got to say, I don't think it's slander if it's true, but that's another. If you remember that scene,
not.
That sounds like slander. You could go to jail for that.
Right.
See, I wish that had been the next line.
You're only filming in England.
I wish the next line would have been there. It's not slander if it's true.
Right. Right. That would have been good.
She's a smart kid. That's something she'd know.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why they slapped the cuffs on her.
More than likely.
Yeah. It would have been nice to see what she would say to them or something. I get why they cut it.
She definitely had a lot more sass to her in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Oops.
So.
Our TV's still switched on. There we go.
Well, I will. You guys can keep talking about the movie, and I will tally up the points and let you guys know what here at Inside the Booth gives this movie. Obviously, it's going to be out of 15 since there's 3 of us today. So
I'm guessing it's probably going to be about 15 out of 15.
Yep. Okay,
that's I was unconsciously keeping track, but that sounds. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we didn't give a point to.
I feel like now I need to go back and take a point off because I got to be there.
1 to 0.
Yeah.
So right now I think as this movie stands here at Inside the Booth, it's a 15 out of 15. Lately my shtick has been dogging on movies, but today I won't do it. I'll do it next time.
Pick a movie that really deserves being dogged on.
There were no dogs in this movie. There were some in the previous one. And
oh, it's true. This is true.
We'd be terror dogging in this movie.
Yeah, the terror dog was mentioned.
Yeah, well, was mentioned in 2. But I don't blame them because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great, Lewis. Short but pointless. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's something I wish they'd have done.
Would we like to see Louis Tully back That's the
Well,
question.
definitely.
Rick Moranis is retired. I don't think he's. I know somebody was complaining. People complain about anything online, but saying he needs to be in the movie and have a substantial part. It's like, on the unlikely event he's in the movie, he won't have a substantial part.
Right.
Maybe they can talk him back for a cameo, but even that's a big maybe.
Right.
And apparently, like at the library, there was a advertisement mentioning Dana Barrett performing with an orchestra. So I guess she's on tour right now, so which is why she's out of town.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's nice.
Well, Sigourney Weaver is making another film, so she couldn't do it. So
There you go. But
Yeah,
something.
probably.
Remember how they brought up about the Statue of Liberty from Ghostbusters?
yeah, I love that they made direct reference to Ghostbusters 2 existing, and later on, here's some new slime you wanted, Dr. Ray.
Yeah.
I'd like in the 09 game they had the Vigo portrait in the firehouse.
Ooh.
I would have
It was just in there where you click on it and it says random phrases.
Right, it just mocks you every time.
Right.
I would have loved to have not. They wouldn't necessarily have had to do anything with it. Just in the background, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, although didn't it turn into the fettuccine portrait though?
I think
That would have been fine too.
That would have been good too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think there's only so much fan service they can work in. People already
This would have been more.
People are complaining if there's too much fan service when there isn't.
Hidden in the background somewhere.
Yeah.
They could have had it hiding or hanging up in Ray's shop or Peter's office.
Yeah. So I did hear some gripe of people saying that this is newer. Why don't they have better technology for their ghost packs and
they do they do to some extent.
Right, to some extent.
I mean, I think Ecto 1, it says, what's a classic car? So those tend to break down a lot. So.
Well, you saw the temperature gauge on the dash.
Which is why Trevor has to.
Getting a little toasty.
Yeah, it was in the beginning there.
Yeah. I think it wasn't designed the electrical system wasn't designed to run that much stuff.
Yeah.
Trevor has to reroute it on route.
Right.
And they have
But I mean, they do it. Yeah, we see the new proton packs with the thongs. Yeah.
Did you call that thing a thong?
With a thong.
The bumper bar there.
Have you seen the photos I took? Right now I'll take it off after Saturday. But right now I do have a yellow thong panty on my proton pack, just a gag.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's funny.
I posted pictures and somebody I don't know on one site they turned off the comments. How am I supposed to snark back now at the people who managed to get in there before you cut off the comments? Come on.
Right.
I can only imagine what was going through the cashier's head as you were buying that.
I think I might have used the automatic checkout.
Yeah, but even those can be kind of judgmental.
Right.
I buy a lot of weird stuff. That's and also I don't really care what other people think. That's often a plus.
That is a plus.
Except when my mom was trying to get me to behave when I was younger. I said, well, "Aren't you embarrassed by this?" No. And after a while, I said, "Yes, I know you don't get embarrassed." Well, no, I don't get embarrassed by stuff like this. I don't really care what other people think. It's why I don't understand the argument in favor of dress codes or school uniform. Well, this way, students won't compete, and there's a report about who has the best clothes and who has the most expensive clothes. Well, why would I do that?
Right.
Also, I'm a guy. That probably helps too. But
yeah, that does help. Yeah, I was. Josh knows. I wasn't too shy in high school. I dressed as a Jedi one time. I dressed in whatever was it. I was really into like the mafia stuff. So I was dressed in like suits and ties and fedoras. Yeah,
fedoras.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if I was as big of a Ghostbuster fan in high school as I am now, I probably would have dressed up in a thing in high school,
and not for Halloween.
That's right. That's right.
It would have been a random Tuesday in March, and he'd have been walking down the hall, proton pack and all.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I would have bought up a proton what is it, Kenner Proton Pack, but they're sized for children. They have this big pool noodle on there. Like, why don't you make it look screen accurate? I mean, I know it's a real Ghostbusters one, but it doesn't need to have a visible ray. You can pretend it as a ray.
Right, that's funny. I made
I
my
bought the trap.
kids, did you? I made my kids a real Ghostbuster Proton Pack. Those are fun. Those are fun to make. Obviously, I made the one behind me, right there. The movie we don't talk about, but the Proton Pack was cool. So that's why I like it. So.
Oh wait, wrong thing. Where is it? Oh, here. There we go.
Oh, you bought one too.
Anyway.
It's so tiny.
Well, I actually I took the electronics from one of these and I put it in my what is it? Foam rubber rubies proton pack.
Oh, cool.
Which,
Very neat.
the thing that keeps breaking because it's made out of foam rubber, but
Right. Well,
one of these days I'll yeah.
We are at an hour, so that's it for tonight, everybody.
Yeah. So we like the movie, I guess. Go see it.
Yeah, go see the movie. We like it. We enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, that's right. If you haven't seen it yet, and you like what we said about it, go see the movie and tell us what you think about the movie down in the comments section below. And let us know what you thought. Also, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. E. Bernhard Ward, thank you for being here.
Subscribe. Or at least watch my fan video.
That's right. Subscribe to his channel. Josh, thank you for being here.
Always a pleasure.
And thanks everybody who is watching for being here. Anonymous, don't forget to rewind to the beginning. Cheers. Have a happy. Yes. Again, have a happy Easter. Also, tomorrow is Good Friday. Everybody have a good Friday, and we'll see you all on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
So, thanks everybody.
That's the day after Cheap Candy Day.
That's it. It is actually. No, that's the following Monday, right? The following Monday is Eclipse Day, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, the 8th.
I think so.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Is it hot in here or is it just me?
It's hot everywhere.